everyone, it's Karen with the Kat Scrappiness design team, and today I'm going to show you a new die set that's being released by Kat Scrappiness called Crafter's Essential 1. This set contains 12 different dies of various shapes. I'll show you each one here. The first one is a stitched rectangle die measuring approximately 5 by 3.5 inches. Here's a standard A2 size card base and what it would look on the card base. Next we have a rounded stitched rectangle that measures 3 1/8 by 4.5 inches. We have our circle stitched die, which measures 2 5/8. A square stitch die, which measures 1.5 inches. A star stitch die that measures 1 inch, which fits nicely inside the square die. This die, rectangle die, has stitching around the edges and on the inner part here where it cuts out 3 rectangle dies. Fits nicely on the A2 size card base. We have a long rectangle die that's great for sentiments. That's also stitched. That goes the length of a card, the long ways. A flagged banner die that's also stitched, another one great for sentiments on a card. And then we have 4 dies that don't really cut anything, but they stitch along the paper. And they're approximately 4 1/4, so they fit long ways on the short side of the card. This first one is a tiny stitch. Then you have a stitch that's a little bit more spread out and longer. This one contains stitches and then piercings for the paper. And then the fourth one contains piercings for the paper. I now have some card samples to show you using these dies. So the first card I have uses 3 of the dies, the rectangle, the circle, and then the flagged banner die. So you can see I cut out of some pattern paper, the rectangle, a circle, and then on my banner flag die, I have the sentiments. For the second card, I'm using the square, the star, and the long rectangle for my sentiment. So I cut out 3 of the squares, and then I inlaid the star die inside of those. And then I cut out the long banner, once in the blue and once with the red plaid paper, and offset it to have that show on either end. The third card uses the rounded stitch rectangle and one of the piercing dies that has the stitch and the little piercings. So I use the rounded rectangle to cut out a piece of white paper. Then I use the stitched piercing die 3 times for my little birds to sit on this card. And last but not least, I used this die that cut out the 3 rectangles in here. I left the third one in here and put my sentiment on that card. So this is a great die set if you're not in the market to buy a whole set of circle dies, a whole set of rectangle dies. This is great for making all kinds of cards, and as you can see, the many uses that I got out of it for just these 4 cards. So I'll have the link below on where you can buy this and some close-up of the cards along with the measurements of each of the dies. Thanks for watching. Bye.